Welcome back to Golden Stories, where truth burns brighter than any lie. If you're ready for a tale that'll scorch arrogance and shine justice, hit that like button right now, because this one's about to go nuclear. The morning sun burned over Fort Ridgefield, washing the training field in a haze of gold and dust. Soldiers stood locked in formation, all except one. Lieutenant Arielle Johnson, her brown skin glowing under the heat, adjusted her stance, unbothered. Across the line, Colonel Mason Reeves, a man whose ego could salute itself, paced with the swagger of a tyrant who thought cruelty was a leadership trait. He stopped before her, smirk slicing through the morning air. See this, soldiers? This is what happens when standards drop, when quotas replace quality. The laughter that followed came sharp and rehearsed, the kind men use when they're afraid to be silent. Ariel didn't blink. She simply said, "Permission to continue drills, sir." Reeves's eyes narrowed. "Tell me, Lieutenant, did they lower the bar for you, or did you just crawl under it?" A hush fell. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Ariel's silence spoke louder than his insult, the kind of calm forged through storms he couldn't imagine. Inside, she remembered her father's words. "Let fools shout, baby. You let your silence do the marching." That silence? It was about to explode louder than any command Reeves had ever given. If you're feeling the tension already, go ahead and like this video because what's coming next will leave even the colonel speechless. Long before the uniform, Arielle Johnson had already survived tougher wars. She grew up in a quiet Mississippi town where the air smelled of sweat and struggle, and dreams were often traded for survival. Her mother cleaned offices after midnight. Her father fixed rusted engines in the heat of day. From them, she inherited grit, the kind that doesn't beg to be seen, only demands to be respected. When Ariel first told her mother she wanted to join the army, her mother froze mid-scrub. "Baby, they won't make it easy for you." Ariel wiped her hands, steady. "I don't want easy, Mama. I want equal." Boot camp tested that promise. Every step she took, someone tried to trip her. "Hey, Johnson," a white recruit laughed. "Did you get lost on your way to the cookhouse?" Ariel's smirk was cool enough to chill boiling water. "No, but I see you're lost in history." They hated that she never cracked, that she could take commands, insults, and pain, and still finish first. Her sneakers wore out before her spirit did. The instructors stopped mocking and started watching. Every sneer she ignored, every doubt she defied, became another medal on her invisible chest. So when Colonel Reeves spat his venom on that field, she wasn't intimidated. She'd met his kind before. Loud, lazy with hate, and blind to grace. If you're feeling her strength, comment and subscribe. Tell me, what would you have done in her boots that day? 2 days after that humiliating morning, Fort Ridgefield buzzed with tension. The readiness evaluation, a brutal test of command, had everyone on edge. Colonel Reeves strutted across the tarmac, barking orders like a man who mistook fear for respect. His eyes locked on Ariel. "Still here, Lieutenant? I half expected you to pack your pride and go home." Ariel adjusted her gloves, calm as sunrise. "No, sir. I adapt." He chuckled, fake and sharp. "Adapt? You barely scraped through your last exam. Maybe the paperwork was too heavy?" Laughter erupted again, but this time it wavered. Some soldiers glanced uneasily at her, as if they sensed something coming. Ariel stepped forward and handed him a sealed envelope, her voice steady. "Sir, the general asked me to deliver this to you personally." Reeves tore it open with theatrical arrogance, until the color drained from his face. The document was a formal commendation. Arielle Johnson was credited as the lead strategist behind Operation Dawnlight, a rescue mission overseas that saved 12 civilians and 3 soldiers, a mission he had abandoned, citing unforeseen risks. The air thickened. Someone whispered, "Wait, she was the one who finished that op?" Ariel's tone was calm, surgical. "Leadership isn't about shouting the loudest, sir. It's about showing up when it matters." For the first time, Reeves had no words, only the bitter taste of exposure. If that twist caught you off guard, comment and subscribe. Be honest. Would you have handed him that letter in front of everyone? A month later, the base gathered beneath a blazing sun for the promotion ceremony. The brass gleamed, cameras flashed, and in the front row stood the very man who once mocked her, now stripped of his command, his medals boxed and forgotten. As the general pinned new insignia onto Ariel's shoulder, the crowd erupted. Captain Arielle Johnson. The name hit like thunder. Reeves tried to avoid her gaze, but she walked straight toward him, heels slicing the silence. Colonel, she said, voice calm, you taught me something priceless, how to rise without stepping on anyone. Then she saluted him, sharp and deliberate. He flinched. As she turned to the crowd, her soldiers stood taller. The same ones who once laughed were now proud, their shame visible in the way they watched her, reverent, silent, changed. Her victory wasn't loud, it was surgical, poetic, divine. That night, under a wide Mississippi sky, Arielle called home. Her mother's voice trembled. You did it, baby. Arielle smiled softly. No, Mama, we did. She looked up at the stars and whispered, they tried to bury me in silence. They didn't know silence grows roots. Her story spread through Fort Ridgefield and far beyond, whispered in barracks, shared in classrooms, remembered in every place where dignity once bowed to prejudice. If this story hit your soul, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me, what's your favorite moment of poetic justice? And as always, this is Golden Stories, where every fall finds its rise.